Welcome back to all of you Transformers fans, as well as fans of any and all toys combined, because this is a Toy Connection side-by-side figure review and comparison. The topic of discussion here today is the War for Cybertron figures of Red Alert, namely the Siege version you see on your left, and how it compares to the more recent Kingdom release on the right. Hi everyone, this is Ken with Toy Connections. If you would like to see more figure reviews, figure comparisons, toy histories, collection footage, and toy insights in general, please be sure to hit subscribe, click that notification bell, and press like. Right off the bat, you'll see the differences in color between the white colored arms and upper legs of the Siege version, with a black color on the lower legs. Also take note of the battle damage details on this figure. The Kingdom version has red forearms and upper legs with gray lower legs, but a very noticeable added launcher on the shoulder. You will also notice the Autobot chest logo in a slightly different position between the two. And just so we've answered the question as to which one is more cartoon accurate, here's a quick look at the animation scheme of Red Alert. And if I'm being honest, the Siege version seems to match a little better for the overall colors, but the Kingdom one has more accurate chest details. Having a look at the accessories for both figures, the main guns look identical, and for the siren accessory, the Siege one seems to have a darker shade of red. Though as noted earlier, the Kingdom version has the very noticeable red shoulder launcher. Taking a look at both figures up close, the Siege figure has a darker red color scheme, while the Kingdom version has a somewhat brighter color of red. I've noticed that both figures could benefit from a slightly longer neck joint so that the chest wouldn't be obstructing the chin, but it doesn't bug me that much. Anyway, here's a quick turnaround of the Siege version just so we've got an idea of what you're getting with him. And here's a similar turnaround of the Kingdom version so that you get an idea of the details on the sides as well as the back. Also note that on the back of both figures, I think both are great as neither one shows a whole lot of kibble, actually basically no kibble, albeit the design was simple enough not to warrant it. Here's a look at both figures in their alternate police car modes. Right away you'll notice a much larger windshield on the Siege version as he's meant as a Cybertronian vehicle. You'll also see the blue headlights on the front of the Kingdom one that aren't present on the Siege version. Though looking at the side, you'll see that the Siege one has red wheels as opposed to silver on the Kingdom version. Here's a look at both figures as compared to the G1 figure of Red Alert, for which you'll notice that the Kingdom one is more accurate for the upper legs, but the Siege version is more accurate in the lower legs. Note though that the G1 figure has a black colored head as opposed to a red colored one to match the animated version. And here's what both look like in comparison to the first release of the MP14 masterpiece Red Alert, and you'll see again a similar conclusion to that of the G1 figure, red upper legs, black lower legs, albeit this time with a matching red colored head. And on that note, let's take a look at the re-released MP14 plus Red Alert, which has the white forearms, white upper legs, and black lower legs, which for the purpose of color, it better matches the Siege version. Here's how they both look with the Kingdom Inferno, which I felt was important seeing how often Red Alert found himself partnered with Inferno in Season 2 of the cartoon. So looking at an overall picture, I'm going to go ahead and say that for me personally, I prefer the Kingdom version as I like the bright red color scheme and the fact that I spent more time with the original MP14 version of his masterpiece as well as his G1 figure, both of which I've come to familiarize and acclimatize myself with in terms of that color scheme choice of Red Alert. That being said, I like the black color scheme on the lower legs more of the Siege version, and I'm not totally sure why they went with gray on the Kingdom one. It doesn't bug me much at all, but it is something that I felt I should take note of. Having said that, neither is really a bad choice per se, as I feel War for Cybertron has given us affordable updates of our favorite G1 characters. Transformers has given us its share of good, bad, and mediocre figures over the years, but I've often found myself being far more positive than negative when it comes to their War for Cybertron releases. So if you're among the people who have found yourself collecting Siege figures and don't feel like updating to Earthrise or Kingdom, you're probably okay. These figures are very good in their own right. Now, if you're like me and you want the colors to stand out just a touch more on your shelf, then of course the lighter shade of red, at least for me on the Kingdom version, will be a slightly better choice. But I stress the word slightly because I find that it's more of an incremental improvement rather than a significantly exponential one, if you follow my logic. Or if you want both the Cybertronian and the Earth vehicle modes, then there's certainly no harm in having both. In any case, that was my side-by-side figure review and comparison of Siege vs. Kingdom Transformers Red Alert. Please share this video if you have a moment, subscribe to me, and press the like button if you can. Follow me on Instagram, and I'll see you again soon with some more toys. Take care.